I have a pretty good game for you. It's an archipelago, however you pronounce that word, which really isn't much of an archipelago. I think, yeah, that's supposed to mean collection of islands, as far as I know. This is just a horseshoe, which surprises me quite a bit, but you'll see. It's the classic water map matchup, Italians versus Vikings. I actually randomed Italians, which was very lucky because there are not many other civilizations that can deal with the Vikings on water. So I'm very happy I got Italians for several reasons, actually. But let's roll, load replay, and check it out. I'm gonna stream this from. I think I'm gonna take off Fog of War, and so we can see what we're both doing. Oh, that Italian music is very calming. My daughter's talking in the background. I hope you don't mind. You should shift click your villagers over on the sheep, dude. That'd save you some seconds of idling. Alright, so as you can see, it's a horseshoe-shaped map with an island with some extra golden stone in the middle and a relic. And gold distribution is actually favoring me. I have a spare gold up here. That's my main, I think. We actually have two mains. And then there are two smaller ones. It's two, well, is it 8 and 7 maybe? This is a 7 tile. And this is a 7 tile. Yeah, so it's two main gold with 7 tiles. And then it's the 2 4 tiles on the island. But as you can see, his gold is actually more forward than mine are. Mine are really close, actually, to my TC. And that will, even though it's not going to be game defining, but it is going to play a part later. I'm a bit curious to see how he plays this, if he does full water build. I actually don't think he does. It didn't seem like he went that heavy into fishing. Maybe I just didn't have the capacity to really realize properly what he was doing as I was playing. I'm just trying to remember back. I just played this game, so I should remember it fairly well, but you know, you don't pick up on everything correctly in the heat of battle. My boar are fine. They're like fairly close. I think the distance from a TC to the boar is pretty much scripted in DE to be never horrible. Only thing that can still happen, I think, is that they're on the opposite side of a wood line, which can be annoying, but they're never insanely far away. Like, occasionally they could be in HD. You could have just horrible boar. That's not a very good boar. He shot it too far away from his TC, but it doesn't matter that much, I guess. He's starting to wall off. I think he realizes, yeah, he realizes much sooner than I did that this wasn't islands. I was just completely focused on island play. I get housed a lot in this game, early game, or through the whole game until I get to 200 actually. It's really bad. Oof, that's so annoying. I can't really blame him for this. This is the game. Those stuck lumberjacks. You really have to pay attention and distribute your cutters. Like when you have a good concave like this, you should like tell them to take 1 tree each, pretty much, to avoid that stuff. And even then, it's not safe. So this is a good timing on this boar. I think I have a similarly good timing. Yeah, we're good at timing our boars apparently. Let me get up the. That's what I want. So I have kill death, villager count. Yeah, he's ahead in villagers. I'm not surprised because I've been housed. Let's see, is he a whole villager ahead? Yeah, actually, he's an entire villager ahead. Not good at all. So I'm going heavily onto wood, 2 camps. And I'm putting 1 dock up here, and I'm putting 1 dock up here. I'm thinking, okay, I want back dock in case I lose water, which is actually really smart in this game. I'm glad I did this. But obviously I also want to be aggressive on water because I have the fire ships. He, as Vikings, there, housed again, awful. He, as Vikings, does not have fire ships, right? So he has to just try to survive until Castle Age when he can start building his long ships, which can, they fire multiple arrows, so they kind of negate the pierce armor of the fire ships. So they can actually take on fire ships. He does go galleon, which I think is... It is a way to have some presence on water, so maybe it gives you a better chance to survive to Castle Age. But I'm forgetting that I can fish and drop off at the dock. I've not gotten used to that yet, even though it's happened half a year ago, that change. You used to need a mill, right, to drop off fish if you fished with a villager, but now fishermen can actually drop off fish at the dock, which makes a lot of sense. So he's being clever doing that. Where was I? Yeah, he is building galleons. I don't think that's a smart idea because they die so badly to fires, and they do in this game, as you will see. It's not until he gets longships that he can actually vie for control. He does do damage with his galleons. I'll give him that, but you'll see that happen later. So, he is now... He's on his way to feudal age, I think. That's why I've caught up in population. Yeah, he's more than halfway. I have not even clicked. But that's actually conscious for me. I'm pretty much doing kind of fast castle because I'm thinking, yes, I want to do some damage with fires, see what I can do, but I'm assuming that he is expecting that, and he has not invested a lot onto water until feudal age, until Castle Age. And I'm kind of right. He's built only 4 boats. Yeah, total. So my assessment there is actually correct, that there's no point for me to go heavily onto military on water in feudal age because there won't be that many targets. It's better for me just to boom with fish because I can safely boom with fish. I have 8 fish already. And then he can't really touch me because he doesn't have fires. Here, I'm super happy with my quick walling. I saved all my gold villagers. He has realized that this is one big land, right? So he's trying to surprise me with militia, which is smart. Look at this quick wall. Oh, it's so nasty. And then I kill him and build a house behind. I don't think the pros could have done it much better. Okay, that's enough gloating over my own quick walling skills. But that is, of course, important because then I didn't lose any villagers and I could go on doing my pretty much fast castle. I think I do start production of some fires. Yeah, so I am building fires, and I'm happy I did that because he is going galleons, or galleys, I mean. I actually didn't expect that he would go as heavily into galleys as he does, but he does. So KD is 1 for me actually because I took out his scout. He hasn't done anything with his men-at-arms, so this is really wasteful from him. Like, he's wasted quite a lot of resources on the upgrade to men-at-arms and making these dudes. It's quite a lot of food, quite a lot of gold. So I will... My problem now is I don't have enough wood. Partly because I'm building and repairing here. That's kind of a drain. But mostly because I just haven't focused enough on having enough wood to build Castle Age buildings. As you can see, I could have gone to... Or Feudal Age buildings. I could have gone to Castle by now, which if I'd gotten to Castle faster, obviously that would have been good. I could have gotten fast fires out and just destroyed him, really. Instead, I feel like I have to defend a little bit, so I'm sending archers or I'm making archers to take out the men-at-arms. It's not bad. I need the archers. That's going to be my main strategy. I have Pavis as my unique unit. Yeah, so here, he comes in with galleons, and he actually does decent damage to these fish. So making 5 would have been worth it, but he keeps pumping them out, though. I think he makes too many. It's not worth it, because when this becomes a showdown, my fires are just too good against the galleons, unless he's a micro nerd, which he kind of isn't. Or not kind of, he isn't. None of us at 1200-ish is, right? Hello. 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 Alright, where was I? Yeah, he killed one of my archers, not good, so now it's... He is starting to do better on the KD now because we've taken out fish, and he even got an archer. But then he tries to go for the dock, and he doesn't realize that I have a burgeoning fleet here, so these will actually die to fires. The fires here are forced to go out, but you see they still do trade 1-to-1, which against this many ships, that is pretty good, and almost kills another one. Fires are so good against galleons, or galleys, sorry. Well, galleons too, but that's down the line. Just running with these fish. That's the ones who used to be up here. They've gone all the way through, and they're actually going to hang out here for a while, in full view of for his buildings. Where are we? Okay, I have not population lead because he has much more army. We're even on villagers though, and I have a lot more fish. He has not yet really taken much advantage of fishing, which is a big advantage that I have. Even if he chased me away from here, I still have my back fishing. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I chose to split them up, one dock here, one dock here. Maybe that was the cause for me losing this kind of battle, but I just fled. I didn't even take much of a battle at 2 fire ships, so it's fine. I could undisturbed fish in the back, and he's trying to get to that now, but the way I remember it is I defend fairly well back here. Getting another town center up now, so I'm Castle Age, right, and he's still stuck in Feudal Age, and that's the main reason why I actually managed to defend here, because I'm getting War Galleon, which gives me fast fires, or a fire ship too, not fast, but fire ship, and I keep the fishing ships on this side, yeah, make sure they don't die, and then there's the tech, and I think I'll go right away. And don't think I'm producing for both TCs. That's not good. But I don't really have the food. I have to. Now that I had to run with the fish, they're idle, so my food eco is not very good. But here I'm just wrapping up this army, coming in from the flank and destroy. Look at this. Obviously, this is one tech level up, right? I have Castle Age units. He has Feudal Age, but this is such a cleanup. It's crazy. I can pull up the score. I think the score was pretty even before that fight, but now, yeah, losing that many units to almost nothing for me, it's gonna switch the score quite heavily. Population. Now I have a population advantage. Villagers were even, and I definitely still have more fish. What is it, 10 or something? At least 8. And he is still on his 4. So, eco-wise, definitely doing better. I'm starting to slowly take a lead. Villager-wise too, because of 2 town centers. I get some more docks up. I realized that even if I feel pretty secure now on water, I know that the long ships are coming, so it will be a struggle to hold water. Long ships are good, to put it mildly. Lost a house, that's fine. Yeah, slowly pulling ahead on the villager count. Have some idols though, that's not good. Fish are at least back working, building a more effective dock, that's good. And now I'm trying to go on a raid here with these fire ships. This probably should have come in earlier, but I was a little slow to realize that I'd actually wiped up his fleet over here in this engagement. So he probably didn't have much to defend himself with. He has built a new fleet, a galley, and brought a few demolition rafts with. That's intelligent. It's a good counter to fires. My fires are on the other side of the map, though, so he will not really find many targets here militarily. He can try to get to my fish, but it's pretty far away. And I'm getting housed again, of course. This is dumb. They're just announcing that they're here. They'll take out this house, but that doesn't really matter. And while that's happening, this fleet is coming in here. They'll easily take out this war galley if they react. Yeah. So that's not good that the war galley sits there alone. Okay, a castle is coming up here to protect his docks. That's smart, and he has started massing longboats. They actually go longboats, not longships. Okay. Guess I should have known that. These guys could actually have garrisoned and done damage to the ships. This is bad. Not the man. Notice. He's doing. I did not realize he did this much damage. But at least the fire ships are out. And demolition rafts, that's not really enough to take care of. Fire ships. My fire ships in the front are being taken out by the longboats though. But on the other side, his fleet goes down. There's kind of a trade there. Still keeping a fair score lead. I think I've picked up a wheelbarrow to try to keep up with this. Oh yeah, and I'm sending archers in. That's right. I actually shipped over archers with a transport, and they just don't die to the TC. Yeah, they're doing good damage, not just killing wise, but they're also forcing away a lot of villagers from the wood line, which is a terribly ineffective wood line to begin with, by the way. Yeah, so this is kind of just making up for the damage he did to my eco with the ships. Ooh, they're walking into the castle. This is bad. Okay, one actually gets away, which is kind of important because I can deny his stone for a while. Some unbuilt houses and stuff. Housing is really my nemesis in this game, and yeah, I have bad wood lines too. I should have built some more lumber camps. I feel like I have to build some farms. I don't know what he's doing farm-wise. Yeah, he's farming too. I guess we both feel that just fishing is just not safe enough. We don't want to invest that much into fishing because we both have pretty potent fleets that if you have an enemy fleet, just find your fish and annihilate all your fish in one fell swoop, then you're suddenly completely without food income. That's so dangerous. So have a little bit of fish, sure. I think I have a good amount, like about 10 ships. If I lose this, it's gonna suck, but it's not gonna be the end of the world. I still have farms to fall back on. I think that's a good way to play if you don't have like water supremacy. If both players have fleets, you really should have farms. That's my way to look at it, at least. It seems to be his too. It's idling, housed. What am I doing now? Okay, I guess I'm coming in with these guys. I'm probably watching out, trying to see if I'm stumbling upon some longships. I think it's not a good engagement, but it could have been worse. Oh, I'm not even taking it. Okay, yeah, I'm pulling out because I realize he has so many. I'm trying to build a town center here, but that's not really successful. And I think my idea here is to build a castle and try to surprise these guys. Try to get some good damage on them with the castle. And I need a castle anyway to protect this pretty important area. Lots of stone, gold, a wood line. The entrance to pretty much the northern side of my base. So I think that's a good castle. Even without keeping in mind the fact that I can get some good shots off on the longboats. Score is in my favor, but not intensely in my favor. Population is very much in my favor, though. And part of the reason for that is that I have land army, and I don't think he does. I am a little bit worried about berserks, because I've seen that he has a castle. I don't want to be overwhelmed by berserks, 'cause those are hard to deal with. Yeah, okay, here's the engagement. This is the one where I said it wasn't complete disaster, but it could have been better. Obviously, I lose, and he still has quite a lot left, but they're kind of weak, and I did take quite a bit. I probably shouldn't have taken that fight, but I think I tried to surprise him. I saw him leave, and then I was hoping to catch him out as he was just right-click moving and get some good damage onto him with fire ships. Because I knew that if he was reacting and taking the fight properly, he would always win against my fighters with the longboats. I am building a little bit of a new fleet, but I kind of want to avoid engagements now because I know this ball of longboats, they're always going to win. So, kind of just hoping that he'll stay calm to not do too much with this, which seems to be what is happening. I'm going to Imperial. He's actually doing the same thing. That's probably part of the reason why he's calming things down a bit, because he's waiting for his upgrades, thinking that he will have an advantage tech-wise. Actually, we're really close, as you can see here. So no one's really getting an advantage from getting early to Imp. We're both clicking almost simultaneously. So, getting some university techs now. I'm starting to go more heavily into archers. And that is going to be my killing blow here. I'm going to use those... Yeah, he's trying to raid with longboats, or longships, but... Are it longboats? Longboats, yeah. Boats. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to use my Italian archers. What's good with them is that, one, they get full upgrades, which full upgraded arbalist is always good. And I also have a unique tech in the castle, Pavis, which foot archers and cannoneeri +1 armor and +1 pierce armor, which is pretty good, especially the pierce armor. If you go up against other sorts of pierced units, having the Pavis shield is that big Italian siege shield, kind of like that, or not that. That's more of a knight's shield, but. Yeah, you know, the one you can put in the ground in front of you and shoot arbalist bolts at enemy castles and such. Italian siege tactics. So yeah, Imperial Age almost identically. I think I have a good, well, kind of good eco distribution. A lot on gold, that's important. I should have had more on wood. Everything I do costs wood. I should probably have 40 guys on wood. But it's decent. I get some more ranges up and starting to pump out crossbows, soon to be arbs. I'm really happy that he didn't really dive with these guys. He was down here, but I guess maybe he saw the tower and thought, I don't want to deal with towers. Yeah, towers have bonuses against ships, but it wouldn't have taken him long to take down this watchtower. He could have dealt with my fleet. He could have started laying siege to my town center, killing lots of vills. It would have been really bad if he came in here with these ships. So happy he didn't. In the meantime, I'm just preparing to face off against berserks, really. I'm putting everything in one basket here and thinking, okay, he's doing berserks. He's Vikings, there's no reason for him not to do berserks. Even though you know that I'm probably going archers, you still go berserks, because they have so much armor that if you have a good group of them, obviously if you send them in one by one, they're going to die. But if you have 40, they are really dangerous even to archers, even though they're infantry. And not Huskarls. This is a sneaky one. We're thinking exactly the same, but I'm just executing on it a little bit earlier. So he sends in these villagers. Probably, I'm assuming his plan is to build a castle, because it's very natural to want to put a castle in this choke here. And it doesn't seem like he reacts at all. And I'm moving these guys over and thinking, okay, I want to kill this, but then I think better of it. I'm like, it's more important that he doesn't see what's going on, because I don't want to face off against his ships with my archers. That's not a good fight, especially not against multiple arrow firing ships. Just keep it calm, stealth mode activated, and get this castle up. Now he realizes exactly as the castle goes up. A little bit of luck for sure, but also I did the right thing. I didn't fire. I could have killed these villagers earlier. No reason to do that. They all died anyway, and now I have a castle. The trebs are starting to come out. Now I have 2 castles producing trebs, and the block or the ball of archers is getting pretty dangerous. And this, I think, is when he realizes he's in trouble. He is that teching to Cannon Galleon? I think so, because it's so slow. I don't know if he has the tech or not yet. But yeah, he's thinking Cannon Galleon to take down this castle, taking advantage of the fact that he has water control. Because I definitely have land control. He can't do anything against this, except possibly with Onager. But as we will see, his Onager play isn't really that favorable either. So this is dangerous to him for sure. And I'm besieging a lot of things at the same time. Both castles, or he has 3 castles, building the 3rd now. I'm trying to just take it all out, deny his berserk play. I'm still, even now with this many arbors, I'm still worried about the berserks. Oh, I actually got a hit on that. I didn't realize the treb actually hit the Cannon Galleon. I thought I just missed, but yeah, I don't want to take that fight though, so I'm pulling the trebuchet out. Obviously, a Cannon Galleon will easily take out the trebuchet if it's down to a duel. And here, he is repairing, and I don't want nothing of it, so I'm just sending my archers in. I don't even care about the castle fire. And look at this. This, I think, is partly from the Pavis tech. They don't take much damage from the castle fire. And then, ooh, dodge. Yeah, it's just a Mangonel facing off against Arbalest. A good ball of Arbalest with Mangonel. It's not really favorable. You need at least Onager to have much effect against Arbalest. It's almost better to just use Scorpions, but then you don't get that one lucky hit, right? That's more like a battle that you're likely to win, but then you need a few. The good thing about the Onager, yeah, he will get Onager later, but Mangonel, the good thing about that line of units is, of course, you can get that one lucky shot and just annihilate everything that your enemy has. Even if you're far, far behind, you can suddenly turn the game. Just annihilate your enemy's army. But that doesn't really happen. I send the cavalry in to take out the siege. I don't even realize this. Ooh. Okay, well, that wasn't very effective. I didn't even realize that Onager existed in the game. But good thing the Cavalier were there to take most of its HP. Yeah, he has taken down my forward castle, and he's actually taking down the bombard cannon. That's annoying. And obviously, he's putting pressure, if that's what you want to call this massacre, on my forward gold. As I mentioned earlier, this is his gold, right? This is his secondary gold, which he hasn't taken anything of. He has moved out here to the island instead. And now I'm not really taking it because I'm being denied, but that's one pile of gold that he should have had. And he can't really touch me. I'm taking down everything he has. Yeah. Moving up. And he still has control on the ocean, kind of. But this fight is not favorable for him, actually. Because this is fast fires. And they do so much damage. Okay, I might lose this battle, but still, this reduces his naval strength from absolutely supreme to just he's still kind of in the lead. Most of his force just disappears here. Yeah, mine disappears too, but that doesn't matter to me. I dominate land, and I'm now in his base. That's unfortunate. If he had just shot there, he could have done so much damage. But yeah, the Arbalists are faster firers than the Onager. And that's it. So that was the Italians versus Vikings. I think we both played to our strengths. And it's an interesting matchup. I think conventional knowledge or conventional wisdom is that the Italians are better. Normally, you would expect the Italians to take more advantage of the fact that they have fire ships early, or fire galleys, and do that early damage. But on the other hand, like I mentioned, it's kind of just psychology too, that I expected him not to want to invest in water because he knew the danger of the fire galleys, so I didn't even have to build the fire galleys. I just boomed myself on water knowing that I was safe. So that's also a way to look at that advantage. And that played out well for me here, I think. I think I always played with a favorable economy. I think my economy was always stronger than his. I guess we can ask the statistics. That's a little skewed, though. I can't really look at it now because obviously I wrecked through his economy while mine was working fine. So now obviously I will be in the lead. So it's, unless I go back and take snapshots along the way during the game, I don't really know, but I have a feeling I had a better economy. Partly because I reached Castle Age before him, and partly because I had a larger untouched investment on water. He hardly fished, actually. He had those 4 fish early on, but I came in and took those out, and he hasn't really replenished his fish at all. Yeah, so I've fished out all of this, and he hasn't taken anything, and that's a big advantage to have that fish. Then he obviously went into his power unit on water, the longboat, and that's trouble, because that means he has water control. Fortunately, this wasn't islands. If it had been islands, I would have had to do something way different. I probably would have had to hang back a little more and then mass up a massive fleet of galleons and fire galleys. Fast fire ships, I mean. Fast fire ships and galleon. The best Imperial Age Italians can bring to the table, and then hope for a favorable engagement. It's not impossible, because fast fire ships are really good. And what are the Italians? Dock technologies cost less. Okay. Oh, I forget this all the time. I didn't even play with that. The fact that I get to the next age for less. I could have been to Imperial Age, well, every age, much sooner. It's so annoying. I forget it every time. Each age up costs less for the Italians. Okay, so that's a potential improvement to next time. Alright, I'll stop it there. I'm sure you get the gist of it now without me saying any more. But this is a cool matchup. Italians versus Vikings. Because they're so different. While still both being naval civs, but they approach being a naval civ in very different ways. So yeah, good game. I had fun. Though it was stressful, for sure. See you around.